at this time, bringing you sports news you won't believe. I'm Michael Horn, along with Corey Marino, Jeremy Dayton, and the star of our program, the all-pro defensive end, the acting legend, the one and only Mr. Fred Dreyer. Welcome to your show, Fred.
Welcome, indeed. Thank you so much. You're very kind. Seriously.
You got a nice audience there, Fred, I'm telling you.
They're warming up nicely.
How come we got you so off mic? Work that mic closer. Too much echo coming at me.
I'll tell you what.
Yeah, bring this up. Yeah, there we go. We'll fix that up for you there. We got a lot to talk about today. We got Cleveland Guardian pitchers are in trouble. We'll check out some football games for you. We got to talk about the World Series of baseball and a whole lot more. So we have a little arm wrestling championship while we go ahead with that as well, too. Good to check the microphones out before we start the show. That's what I always say. Are you there, Fred?
He'll be back. He's here now.
I think we did.
I think we did it. That's good. We did it.
You know, we don't try to hide mistakes.
That's it. We don't. No, this is the Seinfeld of sports talk shows. How's your week going, Fred?
It's going pretty good. It's another week has gone by, another month, another 2 months.
The year's over, Fred. I mean, come on.
It really is over, and everything is fine. Everybody's healthy on my end. What about you guys?
We're all hanging in there.
Mike, did you have your own Dodgers celebration parade yesterday? What happened to your voice? What's going on? You sound like you were celebrating.
I don't know. I got some kind of something going on.
Uh-oh. Yeah. I thought you were celebrating since you couldn't make the parade with Corey.
You're not in the building, are you?
No, I'm not. I'm staying away from the building. And so what can I tell you? As I mentioned, we got a lot to talk about here on the show today. There's some great topics going up. No one seemed to be talking about, at least around here, about these Cleveland Guardian pitchers. I'm amazed at the fact that there's a pitching betting scheme going on because most pitchers can't find home plate with a fastball these days at all, let alone...
And all the hitters swing at the worst pitches you could ever imagine.
Spoiler alert.
In this whole so-called scandal, we'll have to talk about this when we come back. It's amazing. It's like, how do you know the batter's not going to go ahead and swing for the fences? Put Michael Conforto up there, for God's sakes.
Well, he's got a couple outs left in him.
He's got a few outs left. All right, it's the Fred Dreyer Show. We'll take a break, come back with more. Stay with us. Precious metals, gold and silver, are in early-stage bull markets. This, of course, is no surprise to former senior bank executive and #1 best-selling author John Truman Wolfe, who called these moves months ago. And no surprise either to readers of his widely heralded newsletter, strategicfinancialintelligence.com, where subscribers that have followed Wolfe's recommendations have profited handsomely. Wolfe subscribers have also been enlightened with his ongoing crypto recommendations, as well as key equities, which have also soared. Calling the right investments is one skill. Knowing when to take profits and enjoy winnings is another. John Truman Wolfe does both. Take advantage of the summer discount sale, where prices have been reduced from $249 to just $99 per year. StrategicFinancialIntelligence.com. Subscribe today. Don't miss these bull markets. StrategicFinancialIntelligence.com.
Kohl's Black Friday deals are dropping early. You can save up to 50% throughout the store all weekend. Yep, call it what you want. Manifestation, luck, fate. The point is, it's happening. Plus, you'll earn $15 Kohl's cash for every $50 spent on Friday. Shop early Black Friday deals at Kohl's and Kohl's.com. And thank the universe later. Select styles up to 50% off, valid November 7th through 9th. Some exclusions apply. See store or Kohl's.com for details.
What's better than a great conversation? How about a great conversation paired with unforgettable cheese? At Harmony Cheese, we don't just make cheese, we craft moments. Wisconsin-made, rich, creamy, bursting with flavor. Our cheeses turn any gathering into a celebration. Whether it's our fan-favorite cheddar or our bold new 6-pepper cheese, every bite is a harmony of taste and tradition. And now, CRN Talk listeners get an exclusive treat, 10% off your first order at harmonycheese.com. barnstorming.com with the code CRNTalk. That's CRNTalk. Don't wait. Stock your fridge. Impress your friends. Just treat yourself. And with the holidays around the corner, our new gift boxes are the perfect way to say I care without saying a word. Wrapped, ready, and guaranteed to wow. HarmonyCheese.com. Taste the conversation, share the love. That's HarmonyCheese.com. Say CRN Talk.
Trying to sell your old car? Instead, donate your vehicle to Heritage for the Blind. Pickup is free and your donation is tax deductible. Just call 1-800-785-9618. Heritage for the Blind accepts cars, vans, trucks, and boats, whether they run or not. Call right now and receive a free gift. Call 1-800-785-9618. Donate your car today. That's 1-800-785-9618.
Welcome back here. The Fred Dreyer Show. Here's truly Michael Horn with Corey Marino, producer, JD, Jeremy Dayton, producer, the star of our show, the all-pro defensive end, the acting legend, the sultan of safeties, 2 safeties in one game in the same quarter, the one and only Fred Dreyer. So let's get into this Cleveland Guardians pitchers indicted in pitch betting schemes. Corey, how did this whole thing start here? This was on the Cleveland Guardians, right? I mean, they should still be the Indians, but they're the Guardians now, right?
Yeah, they're the Guardians, and then 2 of the pitchers, Emmanuel Clase and Luis Ortiz, were indicted on fraud and conspiracy and bribery charges, and they could face up to 65 years in prison. And they were basically throwing pitches. They would tell people to bet first pitch ball, and they would throw one in the dirt, and then they would get around $5,000 to $2,000 per pitch, and then money would also be sent back to their family, and they would also give that money back as well.
Oh, God.
Yeah. So.
Some people might not even realize that's the landscape of betting now, where you can literally bet on every pitch, on every possession, and it's just kind of gotten out of hand.
How many times can a pitcher go to his mouth before he pitches?
Well, you can
exactly. That could be one of the props. They could be one of those.
Yeah, and they were doubling up parlays with betting on the exit. With the velocity as well. So if they knew it was going to be slow and in the dirt, they could double up.
Now I would think you have to have a good pitcher to do this because, if you look at some of the people in the Los Angeles Dodgers bullpen throughout the season, they were having trouble finding the plate. Let alone you got to have somebody that can control and know the strike zone, have the command of the strike zone. Am I right, Fred?
I think that's the idea.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you know what? In theory, but really, you don't want to bet that somebody's going to throw a strike, because then what if the pressure of fixing it goes wrong? But if you can throw it wrong, if you can just throw it anywhere, throw it in the dirt, but you don't have to be a good pitcher.
That's why I think you need the good pitcher, though, because that's what gives you the best odds. Because you have a good pitcher, then the odds go up that they won't throw it in the dirt, and then you spike one.
Yeah, you got to make sure
you have to have the lore behind you. You have to have the name.
Just to sell it, so that it's not being rigged? Not
being rigged, and you'll get better odds. So you have like a closer that barely misses the zone, and it's first pitch way out of the zone. You just won money because you're going to get great odds.
Well, that's where the craziness comes in, because why would pitchers that are making more money, that have that credibility, rigging pitches to begin with, unless they're too cheap to help out their
That's
friends.
The question.
Well,
these guys were making a lot of money, weren't they?
Yeah, he was supposed to have in his next contract. He was supposed to make $38 million.
So why would you screw around with your life and your contract for $5,000 a pitch?
Yeah, I don't know. It's very interesting, but it's all the sports are dealing with it right now.
Well, after these indictments came out, they just they maxed out the bet that you can put on any pitch like this to $200. So no more $1,000 bets or $5,000, $7,000 bets.
Fred, you had, when you played football, obviously they were doing some betting, but it was like a taboo thing to do any of these kind of prop bettings and all this kind of stuff, wasn't it? I mean, it was just who's going to win the game.
They used to send, when we opened up training camp, they would send a guy out from headquarters, and tell you all about gambling. Here's what a gambler looks like. You know, he's got a mustache and he's got
Wait a minute.
his hair's parted on the left side. Yeah, and so they kind of make a big deal and emphasis against betting of any kind. So what you wind up with is a joke when it comes to the effort of the league trying to protect the bettor. And if you're in Las Vegas, can you bet on Major League Baseball? Can you bet on the NFL if you're in Las Vegas? Yeah, you can. So they figured, hey, well, why aren't we getting some of that money?
Well, Fred, when you said that somebody from headquarters would come up to you and tell you about the bettors looking this way, did you bettors or what about bookies?
Anything. Just bookies wind up betting too. You know.
Fred, and
they're people too, you know.
They had a mustache. That's my concern.
Yeah, that was you. That was you, Mike.
Yeah. I laid a couple of things down that this would be our first topic of the show today, and let me double check here and see how I do.
How many times will you say jail in this sentence?
That's one time. Jail has been said one time. See, say it again, Fred. I get another 5,000.
Jail, I think, is.
So, Corey, these pitchers' agents, this guy, the stats are off too, because back in the day when I was a kid watching baseball, a 4.36 ERA was pretty stinky, and one of the guys had that, right? 96 strikeouts, but a 4.36 ERA. That was Ortiz, and Clase had a 3.23 ERA, a little better in 48 games and 23 saves as a closer. But to me, a good ERA is something below 2, maybe 1 point something. As Fred, am I right about that? Back in the day, Johnny Padres could get that, with a beer and a couple of beers before the game, right?
Oh yeah, a lot of guys were drunk before first pitch. You can't screw up their Sunday with just playing straight baseball.
There was something else. So are they fighting this? How does this work out now, Corey? What happens?
Yeah, so they're just waiting. The Clase and Ortiz's attorneys say that they would never do this to the game, and they're innocent on all charges. And then today, on that Clase's agent came out and said that also the phone calls that he took were for other illegal activities, such as rooster fighting, not for
gardening.
Yeah, not for
gardening, rooster fighting.
He said rooster fighting and not for playing with the game of baseball like that. So we'll see. But I think there are always some little funny things that come out of these stories.
Yeah. Tell me about Andy Pages here, because he was, you never can tell, Fred. You brought up that some of the batters swing at things anyway. So what happened in this?
If you've noticed, the last half of the season, his performances went down.
Yeah.
So you can correlate a graph, and if they would hire me, then I would be glad to lend my services.
That's it.
And he's suspect.
Dodgers
center fielder Andrew Pages was not involved in this. Am I right now, Corey?
Yeah, he was not involved. But one of the they have a video of him swinging at a ball that was supposed to be put in the dirt by Ortiz, and it cost the bettors $4,000.
You ever think maybe Pages had his own bet in that it would be a strike?
He heard it from the corners. And
yeah, who bets on the better?
That's right. So this gets crazy because it's now a ball in the dirt and they're swinging at it. On every team, you guys out there who support your different teams, there's always one player that swings for anything. And so in this case, Pages went for a pitch in the dirt.
Leadoff batter. Yeah. He has the power to make any ball a strike.
But that's the
even Ohtani would stumble out of the batter's box to go for something that was wide of the plate there, wouldn't he?
Yeah, if it was down and low, Ohtani would have swung for sure. So,
yes.
I don't know. It's pretty crazy what they're doing, and then what betting has. It was always a part of the sport, but now it's so much ingrained in it.
Is it a year and a half ago that the Otani's number one
His interpreter.
Chinese interpreter.
Japanese, I believe.
Well, I think it kind of crosses over no matter what.
It's sad, man. Oh, sorry, Fred.
No. I was just going to say that they've already connected a lot of players in Major League Baseball. It's just that they're going to make sure that before they pop the bubble here and announce what's going on, that they got their ducks in a row. And I'm looking forward to seeing if Pages here has got soup on his chin.
Well, he's part of a 23. That swing became part of a 23-page federal indictment against Clase and Ortiz, highlighting the unpredictableness of the element in the scheme. So it's like, I don't know how they can. They got to have everybody involved in this.
If I were their attorney, I would claim gross runaway stupidity.
See, and Fred's been known to negotiate his own deals too. So there you have it.
Dozen apps everywhere in the world. Anybody, anywhere can put a bet on anything, any minute.
We rest our case. Take a break. Come back with more on the Fred Dryer Show.
Are you nearly maxed out on your credit cards? It doesn't matter if you're using your credit cards for fun or to survive. At the end of the month, your statements come in, and you can either pay them or you can't. If you can't, late fees and interest rates get tacked on. And now you're struggling just to make the minimum payment due. Do you feel trapped? Am I talking to you? Good, because I personally researched some companies that can help you. They may be able to reduce your credit card balances by 50% and stop the late fees. If you qualify, please call our special debt hotline number right now for a complimentary free 5-minute consultation. Deal with your credit card problem now before it gets much worse and put more money back in your pocket. Trust me, I've been there too. Call right now.
800-475-7125. 800-475-7125. That's 800-475-7125.
Savor the past and savor the glory days of Las Vegas. Enjoy 70 years of true Las Vegas history as 4 generations of family wait to greet you at the legendary Bootlegger Italian Bistro. Wine, dine, and experience Mama Maria's award-winning original recipes while surrounded by original family photos and celebrity memorabilia. Enjoy piano artistry nightly with music from the Great American Songbook in our main formal dining room. The Bootlegger Italian Bistro, 7700 Las Vegas Boulevard South. In the entertainment capital of the world, the Bootlegger Italian Bistro, open 7 days a week. 7700 Las Vegas Boulevard South, in the entertainment capital of the world. It's Vegas, baby.
To break or not to break your stucco? That is the question that homeowners have to ask themselves. Do they want to do that? I think not. Hi, Aaron here from California Deluxe Windows. In more than 20 years, we learned how to make most beautiful, energy-efficient windows to make your home beautiful, comfortable, and more valuable. We do not break the stucco, and we install our windows so precise that your house can be covered with potato chips, and we wouldn't crack one.
866-988-5100. 866-988-5100. For the best custom windows built right here in Southern California, call Aaron at California Deluxe Windows. Get 20% off your entire project and 1-year interest-free financing in Chatsworth and Santa Clara. 866-988-5100. 866-988-5100. CSLB number 774518. Some restrictions may apply.
And we're back on the Fred Dreyer Show, the all-pro defensive end, the acting legend. I'm Michael Horn with our producers Corey Marino, Jeremy Dayton, the star of our show, Fred Dreyer. And so just to wrap things up here and put a ribbon on it, I guess the sport books, you alluded to this, Corey, are limiting pitch-by-pitch bets to $200 now. Is that correct moving forward?
Yeah, they're getting all the different sports books to try and get in with them to limit the bets, so the prominent sports books limit to 200, hopefully to deter this type of action. But we'll see. It's just, we were talking during the break about gambling and everything, and now how it's always been a part of sports. But I never got really into it. I like the games and stuff, and I like having a bet with your friend or anything. But me and my friends always valued our money, so we do slap bets instead. So you get to slap someone in the face, but that's as far
well,
as we go.
you might as well, if you're going to go to Vegas and bet, you can go on there and bet on a lot of things that are safer than will the guy make a 5-yard carry for a first down?
Yeah.
I mean, those types of things are
a lot of props out there.
Man, oh man.
But we were talking, just to catch you up on what we were talking about. It's been a part of culture. Like ever since Chris Moneymaker won the World Series of Poker when it was aired on ESPN, poker became a mainstream thing. It attracted a lot of people into the casinos, and it's just kind of spawned and grown from there, where we literally can bet on just about anything, anywhere in the world at any time.
I also think prop bets got a big bump when they saw how popular they were at the Super Bowl, even though they were dumb. They're usually dumb prop bets, color of the Gatorade, time of. But they're how many people, you could just make 1 million bets.
You can.
You can be like, is Kobe going to make his next shot? Is Kershaw going to strike out this guy in the next bat? And you could do it at any time as long as someone's looking at a screen now.
Yeah, or the coin flip, the opening coin flip. Should do a spoof with the what's the Batman? The Two-Face. And he has the coin. It's both heads.
Yeah. That being said, let me comb my mustache here.
Did you part your hair?
Will we talk today? About non-professional managers getting a gig at the Major Leagues Baseball or not? Let's take a look at. We're going to talk about that. That's good. Bring that up. Okay, so Fred, now that we're still in baseball here, we'll get to football in just a little bit here, but this. The world champion, a manager says the Giants' hiring of this guy, Tony Vitello, is insulting. Now, I'm talking about manager Joe Madden, because he was on the San Francisco Giants, and he was on the Cubs, and he was on the Angels. He had quite a career in what he did, a few other teams as well, too. And he weighed in a little bit on the San Francisco Giants. They hired this guy, Tony Vitello, who apparently has no professional experience. And they had of managing in the major leagues. He was managing at college level. Am I right, Corey?
Yeah, I just can't remember. I remember we had it in the show notes for a couple weeks ago. Did we ever talk about how he was the first one to ever get hired?
No, we didn't. We were saving this story for today.
Bobby Winkles?
That was a prop.
This one was?
Okay.
No. It was the actual story when he got hired. So he
got hired.
This Tony Vitello guy, he was hired from Tennessee after winning a championship with them, and he built a culture, and he was the first ever major league manager hired without zero major league experience. And so this is the next part of that story, I see. But
what's your thoughts on this, Fred? Joe Madden said, quite frankly, quoting him now, I'm using the word insulting only from the perspective that it appears as though you don't have to have any kind of experience on a professional level to do this job anymore. Madden continued, said, when I was coming up, you had to have all that. You had to go through the minor leagues. You had to ride buses. I was a scout. I started in 1981. I finally got a managerial job in 2006. I mean, there was the rite of passage, a method to get to that point. So to think that somebody could just jump in there and do it, you took 20-some years to be condensed, qualified to do, it's kind of insulting. Look at the Tommy Lasorda. This guy gave up jobs with other organizations. Was a third base coach forever, waiting for Walter Olson to retire in the hopes of maybe getting the knob to manage the Dodgers, Fred.
Well, that's why, look, these sporting franchises are owned by, how many baseball teams are there, 32? 30?
30.
30. They're owned and they're run by the syndicate that puts them together, and they take the commissioner and they roll it out towards the money department, which is the mainstream media, and they promise them to have a sport above and beyond the gambling morality, and then they realize that, well, there's going to be a gambling check to see who gambles, and so all of this stuff and the desire for ownership to run their team the way they want to is based on all of these checks and balances. Excuse me, all these checks and balances that are ludicrous to when you stretch them out, and this isn't a surprise that they could hire Bobby Winkles, and that's the first thing that comes up. Joe Madden knows Bobby Winkles. They all were old buddies. And they'll take a job, and they'll get a job any way they can, and to get into the club, and so I don't have any say or feeling towards feeling sorry for coaches, potential coaches who deal with coaching third base or being a batting coach, and with his desire to be, the holy grail of managing.
But this was a guy from college that just came in from a college team. I don't think it hasn't been done before in baseball. It's probably been done before in football, though, hasn't it? Haven't they gotten
all the time?
A lot of
football
time.
and basketball.
Yeah, they take somebody from college.
Baseball's the holy grail of that boredom, and
well, baseball's the only one that has a true minor league like system of single A, double A, triple A.
Yes, there you go.
They have
JD.
two A divisions. But you think about overall cultural trends, like you can learn so much faster today. You can get caught up because there's such an influx of information everywhere. You can teach yourself a trade going on YouTube. It's really no different if you want to coach. I mean, I can watch 2 hours of John Gruden breaking down game tape like every week of every game if I want, and I could probably learn enough to possibly be a competent assistant coach if you're willing to put in the time.
And the Ravens are calling for you, by the way.
Yeah,
JD.
well, by the way,
not.
that was a good show. Gruden had a great show.
Yeah,
yeah,
he does.
And he's got. Speaking of John Gruden's problems, he's got a real nice lawsuit there.
Well, and the Giants, correct me if I'm wrong here, guys, but I think they just hired Bruce Bochy, who retired from baseball again from the Texas Rangers, and they hired him as some kind of a corporate overseer, but not as the manager. So maybe he doesn't want to travel, Bochy. Maybe he wants to go ahead and just hang out and watch what this guy Vitello does. Maybe Vitello's got more of a connection with some of the younger players. I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see how this next season plays out with a college coach now at the helm of the San Francisco Giants, a guy named Tony Vitello, and see what he does. He was from Tennessee. Is that what you said, Corey?
Yeah, he's from Tennessee. I actually think with how baseball's been going analytically, and half the time the Dodger fans complain about Dave Roberts, they say, because he gets his directions from upstairs and the owners. So I think this is just the way that baseball's going with the analytics and everything. They're like, we'll make the decisions, you build the culture. And no better than a college coach that can get people fired up to play. So if he's getting his decisions made from on high anyway, as long as he can get those guys playing hard, it
has nothing to do with baseball.
It has nothing to do with baseball. It's just how you, and it's like, again, like you were saying, it's just building a company. They're going to make the decisions, and he's just a part in that, and that part is to build team camaraderie and make them play hard and make and do what we tell them to do in the ways we want them to do and want them to play by the way the math comes out. And I think it just sounds like kind of get off my lawn stuff. Like, I had to work here. Like, life's different now.
Yeah.
You can't be in the league for 30 years.
You're not owed anything.
Yeah, that's true.
If you're going to hang your hat on, I've been on this organization for 23 years, and finally, someone threw me a bone. What's the guy's name that just was sick? He had a heart issue, I think.
Oh, for the Angels?
Yeah.
For the Angels.
Ron Washington.
That guy's been around since baseball.
Yeah.
He's been around, and everybody says, Ron Washington, he'd be a great hire for somebody, not us, but he'd be a great hire for, for the league and for black people and for midgets and everything else. So let's get out there and support him, And then when the job comes open and they hire a 22-year-old, bodybuilder, then what happens?
Yeah, I think overall in baseball, there's not as much ego because it's such a big locker room, too. In basketball and the NFL, you're talking about big egos, and it's harder to manage that. But I think in baseball, it's much more doable unless you're in L.A. or New York.
Well, some with the big salary sometimes, too. Some of the players don't want to take from a guy who comes out and go, okay, everybody, I'm here right now, and I'm going to make you a winner. We're going to have a good time today.
I love that
Yeah,
guy.
but it's easier to get rid of those guys, too, because it's such a big team.
That's why my favorite owner is Bill Veeck.
That's it. Okay. Take a break. More with Fred Dreyer. Stay with us, the Fred Dreyer Show.
You order a glass of your favorite Cabernet, fresh asparagus, hollandaise on the side, a filet, medium rare. You unfurl your napkin with a flair, close your eyes, and prepare to listen. Ah, there it is. The sweet music you long to hear. The sizzle. The sizzle of a Ruth's Chris steak.
The most magnificent corn-fed prime beef, broiled to perfection at 1,800 degrees. Some call it a sizzle. We call it an anthem.
As the waiter approaches, you think, is this one mine or that one?
Ruth's Chris Steakhouse. Like Ruth always said, life's too short to eat anywhere else.
Make a reservation online at ruthschris.com or by calling 800-544-0808. The Kahanapali Beach Resort on Maui is open, and we are welcoming guests. All properties are taking reservations now. Come visit. Go to kahanapaliresort.com. Experience Kahanapali Beach Resort on the tropical west side of Maui, just a short drive from the airport. All highways are open, a collection of relaxing resort properties, our award-winning beach, delectable dining, world-class restaurants, and activities for everyone, snorkeling, surfing, sailboating, water sports of all kinds, beach and ocean dining, stargazing, beautiful sunsets every night, golf, sun, fun, food, wine, and all in paradise. Visit Kahanapali Beach Resort on Maui. Relax. Reservations are now available. Start with a visit to kahanapaliresort.com. That's KAANAPALI resort.com. The Kahanapali Beach Resort is waiting for you. You're experiencing pain, back pain, shoulder, elbow, or hand pain, pain from a sports injury. If so, schedule a visit with Dr. Michael Sheps, the leading expert in laser therapy for pain management. Call 310-873-4422 or go to drsheps.com. Experience Epic T, the breakthrough laser therapy system that Dr. Sheps developed to make you pain-free in less time. Laser therapy is a non-invasive, safe, and effective in-office procedure that penetrates deep into your skin without damaging the tissue. It perfectly targets areas of pain to promote fast, natural healing. Relax your muscles, ease muscle spasms, joint stiffness, and arthritis pain while increasing blood circulation. For over 25 years, Dr. Sheps has helped Olympic athletes and sports enthusiasts alike get back in the game. Schedule your visit with Dr. Sheps at his Brentwood office in California. Call 310-873-4422 or visit drsheps.com. That's DRSHEPS.com. 310-873-4422.
We're back in the Fred Dreyer Show. I'm Michael Horn, Corey Marino, Jeremy Dayton, our producers. Fred Dreyer, the star of our show. Got our listen chat line over there at facebook.com, Facebook Live. Any comments on our topic so far today, Corey, that we should be talking here a little bit about? Anybody chimes in, let us know about it. We're talking about Tony Vitello, the new manager of the San Francisco Giants, direct from college from Tennessee, going to be the manager on the San Francisco Giants, and University of Tennessee was at.
We had a question, too, during the break. We were going to ask you and the audience if anyone knows what barnstorming is.
Barnstorming?
We can get back to that. Yeah, we can come back to that because Fred was sharing some stories.
Oh, yeah, barnstorming. That's a good one, Fred. I don't know.
You don't? Oh, come on.
He thought you would.
Barnstorming? I mean,
in the 20s, they hopped from location to location on a biplane, and you had a pilot, and then you had a guy who'd stand on the wing, and they'd fly upside down, and then they'd shoot and do tricks underneath the tree trunks and all that stuff to raise money and awareness for whatever subject you wanted to raise.
That's good.
Yeah,
I like that.
Yeah.
See, only Fred. This is why you want to listen to this show and take part in it here for
I
you.
can't find out that I can't believe it. I'm the only dope that knows what that means.
Good, Fred.
Once you started talking about it, I had an idea what you were talking about, but I didn't, because he was calling baseball.
Anybody from Iowa in the feed?
Yeah, yes. See, there it is. Iowa.
wouldn't know that. Yeah,
the Iowa Barnstormers
We got Nebraska.
was a football league, and
they're a team in the indoor league.
Yeah, they're still going.
The indoor league? Yeah, the indoor league. And they had goggles on their helmets.
Yeah, they're really cool. They're still, and they have another season this year. So
That's good.
That was your fallback plan if the NFL didn't work out?
Yeah,
would you ever do
I
that?
don't think they were around back then.
Would I ever do that? Yes, I'm working on that silently.
All right, we have the managers of the year that have been announced, and for the first time in history, both managers of the year won in consecutive seasons. American League Manager of the Year for the second straight season is Stephen. Is it Volk? Is that his name?
Voigt, I think.
Voigt
Or Vaught. No, it's Vaught. Sorry,
Vaught. The Cleveland Guardians and in the American League, and those guys were throwing balls in the dirt on betting. And Pat Murphy of the Brewers won for the second straight year as the National League Manager year with 27 first place votes. Stephen Vaught got he led Cleveland to their second straight Central title, and Pat Murphy. He was doing a good job with the Brewers, but didn't get in. Neither of the guys got their team into the World Series, so it's very interesting. If you look at this thing a little bit, Pat Murphy of the Brewers guided Milwaukee to the best record in the major leagues, 97-65, with the franchise winning their record. And they were worried about losing their skipper to the Cubs when they went over to the Cubs. And this new guy is doing a great job. Dave, manager of the Dodgers, got 0 votes. Now I find that hard to believe because Dave Roberts made some gutsy moves, especially in the World Series. You can tell me that the front office is calling it, but I'll tell you what, when you put a pitcher in, you ride by that pitcher for the 3-batter rule and everything, you got to have guts of steel. Otherwise, you're going to have an upset stomach throughout the entire game. I don't know how many sunflower seeds you eat. And Dave had to, ride the tail of some of his decisions when he went to the bullpen, especially if you watch that World Series. And the Dodgers finished 93-69 in the National League West and won their second straight World Series. So I am surprised that Dave Roberts didn't get a number 1 vote, at least one. What do you think, Fred?
I think that's exactly right. He earned the award, not just to be in the race, because he was never in the race. They never had a what do they call it? A
poll,
a vote off.
Yeah.
Of who's going to be in the final decision about who makes it into the runoff.
How do they do it, Corey? Is it the sports writers and stuff that vote on this thing?
Yeah, baseball is just sports writers and their little boys club smoking cigars and West Coast biased.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, so you guys think Mike and Fred, you think that Robert should have won it, or should have at least gotten some votes?
He should have gotten some votes.
He should have been in the hunt.
I think he got one vote.
I think
from the Dodgers beat writer.
No, just from anybody, but just one, because he had the best lineup, so I can't take away. You give the best guy.
But he did something that no one's done in 25 years. Doesn't that warrant something?
So the only thing I have to say about that is it is a regular season award. So.
Well, he got through the season, and it's like he had, you say he's got the best the lineup money can buy. What about Michael Conforto? What about some rookies that he had up there? There are a lot of injuries there. That a lot of his players were down. Muncy was down. Tommy Edman was down. A lot of people. He had to bring these guys up with no experience playing first base and catching. For gosh sake,
I think this thing stinks.
Yeah.
If only we had a cut up of different commentary from you guys throughout the season. In your talks about the management of the Dodgers.
Well, and listen to this. This is something, I don't know, JD, whether you put this one in our outline of the show today or Corey, you did, but apparently there's a hidden architect behind the success of Yoshinobu Yamamoto, the Dodger pitcher, and this guy is Osamu Yada, and he's about a 60-something judo therapist and movement specialist from Osaka, Japan, whom Yamamoto calls the person who built me. And apparently when this guy Yada met Yamamoto, Yamamoto was a skinny kid, skinny prospect, and he bluntly told him, "You need a full model change," and Yamamoto agreed. And so what they did, he focused on natural movement, deep muscle coordination, balance rather than raw strength. It uses about 400 different exercises, teaching the body to move as one. And if you watch Yamamoto pitch, he's got to be the best pitcher movement-wise because he's got the best command I have seen in the major leagues today. Fred, your thoughts on that?
Yeah, no, I completely agree. He's terrific, and I think his training regimen, routine, is going to be copied by a lot of the Dodgers. A lot of the Dodgers this year, and it will have a positive effect on the philosophy the Dodgers have in their training camps.
Change training, become World Series MVP, Yada says.
Yada says a lot, and it's going to bring new meaning to the Seinfeld phrase yada yada, because Yada is going to have the new company, the Yada Yada Company.
You guys watch Star Wars. 600
muscles at 10% instead of one at 100%, and he aims to build the trunk, not just the branches. And I think, right after he said after Yamamoto threw 96 pitches in Game 6, Yada treated him overnight so he could throw again in Game 7, and he closed out the series, Fred.
That's right. That's all you got to do. They're finding out a lot of things. And here's the one thing. You let young blood into the league, whether they're managers from college or whether they are from Japan. The issue is put change into the pipes. So at every level, every tiny little level of the sport of training and coaching, you allow it to come to the surface, like Yamamoto is. They went out to Japan and got this guy, and then they take this coach from college and put them into the breeding of all that. The inner inbreeding of all of that has to have a positive effect. Now, whether the guy has an epiphany and discovers a new way of throwing a baseball, then it remains to be seen. But for the most part, this is a real good thing.
I am too.
They should put more people in the pipes like that.
The Dodgers are no dummies. Their executives, before they signed Yamamoto, visited Yada's small clinic, which will be huge now in Osaka, Japan. Let's move to football real quick, because there's a story I want to comment on from you, Fred, and that's the Indianapolis Colts are having quite the year, and a lot of people are saying it could be due to their owner, Carly Ursay Gordon. Apparently, is her dad the one who passed away, Jim Irsay's death? And and so she's now running the team, and She apparently talks to the players, wants to make them feel comfortable. She's asking for stuff about cafeteria, travel, a bunch of different things. Fred, you played under Georgia Frontieri. What was that like, and do you think this is a similar type situation?
No, it's not a similar type situation, Dan.
Really?
And everybody is trying to step aside of her, and nothing could be further from the truth.
So you don't think she didn't? Georgia did not care about making you feel comfortable or wondering if things were good in the cafeteria.
This was a joke, actually.
Yeah, okay. So Irsay Gordon is known because she's got a presence in the locker room.
No, but they like her, and that's great. But that's not going to be a direct line to winning games.
I don't know.
Yeah, well,
what do you think, Corey? What do you think, JD?
Well, that's what I was asking. I liked what, because I didn't. He's the only one that actually played at that level.
Exactly.
And you can like an owner, and it's some people want to be loved and have people play for them. Other people want to be the villain that they play in spite of. But I just like she is one of the only owners that I've seen is on the field. She has the headset. She's listening to all the plays. She's trying to she's trying to understand the game, and then she's trying to make those decisions because ultimately she has to hire the coaches and the people making the big decisions. So as long as if you make the players feel good now, like if you give them good facilities, they might play better.
Well, it's like a Disney movie, for crying out loud. The lady who runs the gas station on the way to the stadium winds up being the field goal kicker and wins the championship. You can go that route if you want. Let me know when you do, too. I want to see that
There's
movie.
a lot of respect there, Fred. I know when you've told me stories when you played, not necessarily with Georgia Frontieri, but when Carol Rosenblum was alive, you would drive into his office, or he'd call you into his office sometimes, and you had a connection where you would ask your opinion about moves and things that they were going to make. He respected you enough to do it. That's got to make you as a player feel good that the owner wants to hear what you still want to think. He must have trusted your opinion.
That's true whether or not you drive in or not, but I just happen to be available a lot. and
what do you have, Cokes in the office or something, or what?
Well, no. I mean, it was just we had a relationship. Should I say it's special? I don't think so because it wound up where I was fired in 1981.
Exactly.
So I mean, figure that one out. And as I was going out the window, I'd yell up to his room, "Hey, I thought you liked me."
It's good. All right, when we come back, boy, it's that time. Speed handicapping, is that what we're going to do next, guys?
Do we have to?
Oh.
It's your show, Fred.
Well, thanks for telling me.
Mike's got to get his bets ready.
Let me check over my betting line here.
Check your. Since we're talking about betting, we'll help you out a little bit, depending on who you like. We'll all go through week 11. The season, the year is going crazy. It's already week 11 in the NFL. This is when you say, Fred, things start to level out. You get to see which teams are the cream is rising to the top, correct?
Yeah, and the lazy suddenly get healed and what have you. So it's a good time of the year. It's better than the first part. You ever see how many people get hurt and they get off the injured reserve list?
That's it. We'll be back on the Fred Dreyer Show.
Attention, those of you looking to go on a fun vacation and see the world on the cheap. Today, the U.S. dollar is worth even more in other countries, so there's never been a better time to travel outside the USA. The dollar is worth over $1.30 in Canadian dollars, and it's the same for Australia. You can fly there today and have fun and maximize your travel dollar. Your U.S. dollar is worth over $3 in Brazilian reals, and it's worth over $18 in Mexican pesos. Plus, in Argentina, it's worth over $27 in Argentine pesos. Just think of the bargains you'll get. And the way you get the cheapest airfare to any destination is by calling Tickets That Cheap. Save up to 75% on your foreign vacation tickets. Don't wait. Call now. 802-317-1979. 802-317-1979. 802-317-1979. That's 802-317-1979.
1 out of 2 Americans thinks their life is worthy of a book. Here's another startling stat. You may be one of the 15% of people who bothered to start your book and one of the 6% that got halfway through it, but your gem of an idea likely died. Or did it? Some published authors are making significant money, so join the ranks of the successful people that finished their books with help from Dorrance Publishing. Call right now, and our experienced editors and writers will explain to you what it's going to take to get your book completely written, published, and then taken to market to sell it. It's a free consultation, so call right now. Find out how much time and money it takes to finally get that book idea of yours published. Make your dreams happen. Call Dorrance Publishing right now.
800-786-1468. 800-786-1468. 800-786-1468. That's 800-786-1468.
This is baseball's Ron Say. Nowadays, it seems like nothing is built to last. Phones, appliances, cars, computers, but the new Michelin Defender 2 tire is designed to outlast. With a quiet and comfortable ride, you will have the confidence you need on the roads, whether they're wet or dry. So goodbye to the short-lived and hello to something that lasts. Get your set of Michelin Defender 2 tires at Hank's Tires, 19951 Ventura Boulevard in Woodland Hills. Call my buddy Steve Goldberg at 818-340-4200. That's 818-340-4200. Hank's Tires is also built to last. Hank opened Hank's Tires in 1953, and we are the oldest tire and auto repair shop in the San Fernando Valley with 100% customer satisfaction. Hank's is AAA approved for all of your auto repair needs. Call Hank's Tires at 818-340-4200 and tell them Ron Say sent you.
Handicapping now at this time. Week 11 pick'em games here. Pick the winners. JD, New York Jets and New England Patriots.
Oh, well, you got to go with the Patriots.
Corey.
Patriots.
Fred.
Patriots.
I'm going the same. Washington Commanders at Miami Dolphins. I'll go Miami. Corey.
Miami.
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 Carolina Panthers at the Atlanta Falcons. Corey.
Who do I have? I like the Falcons.
I do too. Fred?
I like Falcons at home.
I didn't even hear who. Falcons.
Tampa Bay at the Buffalo Bills. I like Buffalo. What do you like, JD?
Probably Buffalo.
Okay. Fred?
Buffalo.
I'm going Baker and the Bucks.
Chargers at Jacksonville, the Jaguars. I'll go Chargers. Fred Dreyer.
I'm going with Chargers.
Okay. Corey.
I like the Chargers as well.
JD?
I think Jacksonville's got revenge on their mind.
Chicago Bears at the Minnesota Vikings. I like the Bears. JD?
Minnesota.
Fred?
Minnesota.
Minnesota.
All right. Green Bay at the New York Giants. Corey?
Packers.
Green Bay.
JD? I like Green Bay also. Fred?
Green Bay.
Cincinnati Bengals at the Pittsburgh Steelers. JD?
Steelers.
Me too. Fred?
Steelers.
Corey?
Bengals.
All right. Houston at Tennessee. I like Houston. Fred?
I'm going Tennessee.
Ooh.
JD?
Houston.
I'll go with Houston as well.
San Francisco 49ers at Arizona. I'll go 49ers. Fred?
At
Arizona.
At Arizona, I'm going to go with 49ers.
I'm going with the Arizona upset.
I'm going to go with 49ers.
Seattle Seahawks at LA Rams. I like the Rams. Corey?
I like the Rams as well.
Seattle.
Fred?
I'm going Rams.
Baltimore Ravens at the Cleveland Browns. JD?
Baltimore.
I'll go Baltimore. Corey?
The Ravens.
How about Fred?
The Ravens.
Kansas City at the Denver Broncos. Corey?
I got Denver all the way.
I'll go Denver. JD?
I'm going to go with Denver, too.
Fred?
I'm going with Kansas City.
Detroit Lions at the Philadelphia Eagles. Fred?
I'm going to go with the Philadelphia Eagles.
I got Detroit.
I'm going to take Detroit.
I'm going to take Detroit.
Dallas Cowboys at Las Vegas Raiders. Corey?
Cowgirls it is.
I got Cowboys. JD?
Yeah, Cowboys.
Fred?
The girls from Dallas.
All right, there you have it. We got the show in. It's pretty good over there. All right, we're here every week at this time. Email Fred Dreyer at crntalk.com. Get everything involved. Thanks so much for listening. We'll see you next week.
If anyone should ask, you're listening to